What's up, everybody? This is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Last night, I dropped an episode on my podcast, which is at TanmanBaseballFan.com/podcast. You can also just go to TanmanBaseballFan.com and press podcast at the top. Talking about autographs. So there's a number of ways that we are exposed to autographs and we can get autographs. So obviously we can do the pack pulled way, that's where probably a lot of the autographs come from nowadays. They have on-card autographs, they have sticker autographs, all kinds of different type of autographs. But we also have two others. IP autographs, which are in-person autographs. So that means you take a card and you go to the person, whether it's at a hotel that they're staying at or before or after a baseball game, and you have the player sign it. That's an IP autograph. The other part that we're going to be talking about today is TTM autographing. TTM stands for through the mail autographs. The first time that I ever did this was way back in 1989. I don't even remember all of the circumstances around it, but I do recall the card it was and the player. Give you a hint. Just take a second and think who I sent a baseball card to get autographed. He's my favorite player growing up and still is now. That's right, Jose Canseco. So what I did as a 9-year-old, I took my beloved 1989 Fleer baseball card and I carefully wrapped it in cellophane to make sure it wouldn't get hurt in the mail. And I sent it out with a little letter that said, "Please, Mr. Canseco, if you could sign this card, I would appreciate it. And I would love for you to come to my birthday party also." Spoiler, he never came to my birthday party. But he did send the card back about 2 or 3 months later, which, by the way, it seemed like it took forever. I didn't think it was going to even make it back. But what he did was he took the card that was covered in cellophane and he signed on top of the cellophane. So it's kind of a little heartbreaking. I ended up selling that in like a big lot probably about 10 years ago or so. And I remember just thinking now, like, man, I wish I had that. So if you see a cellophane wrapped 1989 Fleer Canseco with a weird signature on the front, let me know. I'd love to get that back. But anyways, since I came back into the hobby, it took a few years, but I got back into this through the mail phenomenon that's been going on in our hobby for forever, it seems like. And I kept thinking, with as much as I loved baseball back then and baseball cards, why didn't I do that all the time? Was it because I didn't have the money for the stamps? Maybe that's what it was. I'm not really sure. But I said, why not do it now? So what I did was I looked online for addresses, and I'll tell you where, two main places to look for on these. For the addresses of baseball players, basketball players, football players, celebrities even, actors, actresses, all that. There's a couple places that I know of. Number one is sportscardforum.com. They had a database. I'm not sure exactly how up to date it is or whatever. The one that I found most of my successes in is going to startiger.com. And I think I had to pay about $20 a year or something for that. And somehow I got hooked into some kind of a underground mailing list of some sort. I don't even remember how I got on it, but it would basically give me an email of where all the actors and actresses were going to be in certain plays throughout the year, so I could send them to them, in those little venues that they're on, that they're at. I don't remember where I got that, but startiger.com was great because not only does it give you a nice little searchable database, it also gives you the ability to see other people's successes and failures. Because guess what? No big news here. Not every athlete or celebrity is going to actually sign and send back to you. I will tell you a few things of what we can do to increase those chances, by the way, as well. But, it's going to be kind of frustrating, especially you don't want to send, let's say, for example, Rickey Henderson, a 1980 Topps rookie of his, only to find out that he never signs and sends back. I don't know. I haven't checked Rickey and what he does for signing. But in any event, it does show the successes and failures that other people have had. So you can be reasonably, set reasonable expectations, which is great. So, I think probably about 2013, 2014, I got into this big time. I had a blast, and I sent out to all kinds of people. And I was like literally sitting there with envelopes, say writing out my address, writing out their address, and ultimately I kind of automated it where I didn't want it to look like I was a company because I'm not. I actually photocopied a bunch of envelopes in my handwriting so it didn't look like I was, it saved me time from writing, but it didn't look like I was printing it out like I was trying to, start some massive like business to sell these here because I'm not selling them. That did help tremendously as far as the actual time that I had in there. And the same thing goes for a letter, because here's the kind of formula that you want to do when it comes to sending out to someone. Like, let's say you like Steve Garvey, for example, or Will Clark or Wade Boggs or whoever. Good thing to do is to, step one, obviously find the address, whether it's sportscardforum.com or Star Tiger. Step two, and I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I've gotten over the years, by the way. So, stick with me here. Step two is to look at the successes and failures. Now, if there's a lot of successes, then give it a try. Step three, write a letter to them, personalized letter. Dear Mr. Clark, I loved watching you play for the Giants and later in the Rangers and Orioles or whatever, back in the 80s and 90s. I would be thrilled if you could send me your autograph. Thank you so much. Your number one fan, whoever. So that's the next step. The next step after that is, and some people, this almost sounds like a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't know this. But what you want to do also is you want to send in an SASE. And what that's short for is self-addressed stamped envelope. So not only are you sending the piece to be autographed in the envelope, you're also sending another envelope that is addressed to you with a stamp on it. And the reason why that's so important is because you're going to have these big time athletes that don't have any time to do this sort of thing, but they want to stay in touch with their fans. You want to give them the ability to take the piece, sign it, and just stuff it in the envelope that you give them and mail it out, and that's it. That's where you get the greatest success rate, because you don't want to put them in a position where it's like, well, now I've got to find an envelope and I've got to, address this myself and find a stamp. There's probably not going to be too many celebrities or athletes that actually do that or respond. So there are some agencies that will, that represent certain celebrities, and every now and then, I'll tell you a couple interesting returns I got. Every now and then you'll get some people that will send you beautiful 8x10s that are signed. And, obviously that's on their dime, and they're just, their little agency or whatever sends it out. And sometimes you'll actually get your card or whatever you want signed back with a little note that says, because of all these requests, I can't keep up with them like this, but what I can do is I can sign this for you if you send me $5 with the card, or 15 or whatever it is. Not many do it, but there are a lot of people that do that. But more often than not, I've seen people just basically sign if the success rates are good. Great thing about StarTiger.com as well is it will actually give you a notes section where people see the results and they say, well, this guy charges $5, so that way you can kind of remove a step and just send the $5 if you really want it. So Dave Henderson, one of my favorite players on the A's when I was growing up, love that guy. He passed away, I think, a couple of years ago now. But before that, I sent him something to sign because I was working on a bigger 1989 World Series custom project. And that's what he wrote. He said he wants $5 to his charity or something. And I thought, well, it's perfect. That's more than worth it. So, I ended up saying that. And he sent back some autographed cards, which is, just fantastic. Just a great way to kind of connect with your favorite players from the past, or some favorite people in your TV shows or movies that you love. So let me show you a few things I got. So and also there's one thing that you want to look up as well. A lot of these, not a lot of them, but there's going to be various ones of them that are auto-penned, which means that they're not actually signed, but they're actually like a machine was actually signed the pictures for them instead of the actual person. Or some of them have ghostwriters. That means that someone else signed for them. So you want to be careful whenever you're doing through the mail autographs, and just compare them with other things online. So for instance, here's a Mark Hamill. This is what I received. It says best always, Mark Hamill in the bottom. I think probably this is like an auto pen or something. I'm not really sure. So one good way that I could tell on this, that I would be able to tell on this, is if I hold this up to the light for auto pen, for instance, if you hold it up to the light, you'll see like start and stop marks on, you know, the machine at the very beginning or end of the actual signature. So that's one way. You Google it, you'll find out some more about it. Another way to do it is to look for this, because I guarantee you this is not the only one out here. There's a boatload of these that Mark has sent out, and compare them with the signature. If they're exactly the same, then that means that this is probably auto penned or printed or something. So here's one that I picked up. It's Tim Allen. Real nice. It looks like it's silver Sharpie. And then this is, I don't remember who she is. Jennifer something, I think. But anyways, she, you know, like I sent these people like little stickers to sign, and so she sent this, for instance, which is pretty cool. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And then one of my favorites is Dr. House in silver. And so again, like these, they actually just sent these pieces here. You know, I didn't send the actual pictures. Here is Halle Berry, Nicolas Cage. Let's see if there's anything else. I think this is this was a photograph. I believe this is Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, this is like a real messy signature, which is kind of crazy and big. This was a fun one as well, is Pat Sajak and Vanna White, dual signed 8x10, which is really kind of a neat thing. I think you can get their address on the wheeloffortune.com website, by the way. And again, this stuff doesn't cost anything. I think I actually emailed this as a request and they sent it back to me. So that's kind of a neat thing here. So let me see if there's any others in this big format. So yeah, there's a few others here. So here's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And there's a couple Bushes here. George W. Bush and George H.W. Bush. I think these are probably printed, I guess. I'm not really sure. And then this is David Spade. And he says, Tanner, hello? I don't know exactly what it says there. But anyways, it's really cool 8x10. Now, oh, and here's one of my favorite characters from the cast Wings, Crystal Bernard. And I love Wings, guys. Like, that's just one of my favorite shows. That and The Office. The Office is great. So now let me show you kind of what I've normally done. First of all, there's a couple other cards that I sent out. So here's Will Clark, and here's Steve Garvey. I didn't even send these cards. Like, they just send them back to me, if I remember correctly. It's been a few years. So let me show you kind of what I normally was sending. I have this stack right here, right? And let me show you kind of what they look like. So this, for instance, is Henry Winkler. And it says, he said, Happy 2015, 12/28/2014. And here's what I did. I actually created an index card, Tanner's Personal Star Collection. There, that way I didn't want to come off as them thinking that I was like some big company or something I was doing this. So this is actually a piece of paper. And so the thought was I could take this card, this index card, remove this piece, and then create a custom out of it. And I'll give you an example. If you all remember the show Comic Book Men, I loved that show. So I actually reached out to the cast. And so there's four of them. There's Walt Flanagan, Mike Zapcic, Ming Chen, who I ended up meeting, and one of my friends is good friends with them now, and Brian Johnson. And so I sent four of those, and I had them sign the little pieces of paper, and I created this as a custom booklet. These are cut signatures in the booklet, which I thought turned out pretty darn cool. Really kind of a neat deal there. It's just a fun hobby, right? It's fun to be able to do this stuff. But a lot of them, what I did was I did something like this. This is Dan Castellaneta. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's the voice of Homer Simpson. I did this right here. So what this one is this is actually sticker paper that I cut out in a rectangle to be able to place on a custom later. And I just haven't done anything with it. I haven't done anything with all of these. Like, there's just nothing. But let me show you kind of what I've done with the sticker. just to give you an example here. Let me show. So here you go. This is Tom Selleck as Jack Elliott on Mr. Baseball, like an 89 upper deck design, and I put the sticker on this card. So what I did here with this, by the way, is when I realized I could get a signature, I sent another one, but the actual card. So this is an on card of the same custom, which is pretty cool. You know, I really enjoyed being able to do that, because the last thing I wanted to do is I didn't want to send off these customs I took forever to work on to people that I didn't think reasonably that they would actually send them back to me. There's another couple others I did 3 different specialty type of refractors of some A's players. There's Yoenis Cespedes, Josh Donaldson, and Sonny Gray, I think. And I did send customs out to them because I created them. I was hoping to get them at a game, and I wasn't able to catch them. And so, of course, they were all traded, and that was like heartbreaking, I think back in 2014 or something. That was killer. But what I did was I was able to get Yoenis Cespedes back in the mail because I had those customs anyways. I figured might as well. And so this is what it looks like. He didn't sign in the little area that I was hoping he would, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, and it looks great anyway. I wish I could show the actual shine on this, but it came out beautifully. It was real nice looking card. It sparkles real nicely. If I had like an actual light or flash, I could actually show you. So a couple others from Vampire Diaries. These are the actresses from Vampire Diaries. None of the guys I sent them to sent back. Looks like Candace put my name on the back of it there. There's also like a James Earl Jones. So apparently my sticker came off, and so he signed in the middle. But because I realized that he would sign, I did these. So here's a Superfractor Darth Vader. And this is on card. I think this is on card, right? Yeah, this is on card. The Darth Vader there. And I also did what I like to call a Baryfractor, an atomic Baryfractor. There's this. I wish I had like a light on so I could show you all the shine on these cards, because they're out of this world. But anyway, so Tony Danza, for instance, I did one for Taxi, as well as Who's the Boss with like a red foil border. And last but not least, this is my favorite one. This is Tony's favorite also. It's a Boxing Gypsy Queen Superfractor. And so I wrote him, I said, if you want any of these, let me know, I'll make another one. And he wrote this. He says, Tanner, I like the boxing one. T. He actually sent that out. So every now and then it's pretty cool, because you will get little notes or letters from these people as well back. And so Nick Offerman, the person we know as Ron Swanson, did the same thing. Let's see if I can find him real quick. Here's one signature that he did. I don't know where I put that. Just let me pause this real quick and take a look. Okay, here it is. So this is a custom mini Gypsy Queen. I asked if he could sign this Nick Bacon Offerman, and he did. And he wrote me a little note and said, you know, I'll try, but it's so blank and hard, but I'll try anyways, or something. And so I made a little custom back of it as well, like with a pig. And it says Bacon. This card's been autographed by Ron Swanson, and there's a quote that says, there's only one thing I hate more than lying: skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk. You can always do these fun things. So there's also some MMA fighters. Here's Ronda Rousey. She did a signed on a little piece of paper, so I did a cut signature. That's why it says Tanner there as well. Carrie Fisher. It's a sign. It's got a nice gold it's got a nice holofoil border. This is a sticker that I did of Randy Couture. You know, again, you can't really tell the shine too much, but you know, I created all of this after I got the sticker that he signed, and came out real nice. Really cool looking card. Just to give you kind of an idea of some other returns I got, I'll go through a few of these in this pile, and then, you know, we'll wrap up here. But yeah, the Homer Simpson one, Jill Wagner, she was one of the hosts of Wipeout. We love Wipeout. I sent it to the other two guys, but I never got anything back from them. Here's another James Earl Jones, a little small one. This is Randy Couture, so another Randy Couture. This is Jennifer Morrison. She's on Once Upon a Time, and she's also like the main character of Once Upon a Time, as well as House. She was in House, if I remember correctly. I guess I got two of them. I guess I got an index card and a sticker to do something with. This is John Goodman. And this is Jim Bunning, baseball player. And Tony La Russa. Yeah, here's a Dave Henderson right here. And this is another Henry Winkler, which is pretty cool. He signed this on a sticker. It's going to be fun to do like some customs of the Fonz or something, you know. But the thing is I almost don't want to remove this, because at the bottom he goes, "You're powerful, 12/28/14. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate that so much. I think it's so cool. This is Leah Remini from King of Queens. Another Joe Wagner. This is Shaquille O'Neal. I heard that he might auto pen or might have a ghost signer. So, you know, like I said, you just got to be careful with some of these here. This is, okay, so I think this is Bobby Doerr. I believe he passed away recently. He was a fantastic signer, Hall of Famer. I think he just loved his fans to death. Like he just he signed a lot of stuff, so which is really cool. This is Anthony Showtime Pettis, MMA guys. This is a messy one. This is of, oh, this is a Billy Crystal, but it's messy. It's a silver also, so it's unfortunate, but pretty cool anyway. This is Terry Steinbach. Another James Earl Jones. Another Tony La Russa. This is Two Tanner, and it is Big Country Roy Nelson. All you MMA guys, you know who he is. Another Bobby Doerr. Another Jim Bunning. Another Tony Danza in here. Here's what the sticker looks like. So I could literally peel the back of this and it'll be clear, and you could stick it on, you know, wherever you want. Hey, if the card companies can do it, why can't I do it with my customs, right? This is Richard Petty. Greatest signature in the biz. I mean, that's incredible. This is another Tony Danza. Tony Danza. John Hillerman. I don't remember who John Hillerman is. So if somebody knows about this, let me know. I'll have to look that up. This is Gary Busey. Another Richard Petty. This is Larry Minetti. So some of these guys, I looked them up, like what their names are on IMDb or Google or something like that, after I just really loved what they did on a certain show or movie, and I've just sort of forgotten because I don't remember anymore. So this says Two Tanner, and it's Danica Patrick, Carrie Fisher, John Goodman again. This is Chris Pratt. We know him. He's Star-Lord, and he's also Andy from Parks and Rec. Another Chris Pratt. This is Tom Selleck. You've seen a couple of Tom Sellecks. I've got 3 of those. Another Bobby Doerr. This is another Homer Simpson. This is Adam Dunn. He sent me a card that's signed. Another Adam Dunn. This one, so this is kind of unfortunate. I wish I actually wrote on it, but so if anybody knows who this is, let me know. I would love to know who that is. This is Roy Nelson again. This is Patricia Heaton. So she was on The Middle as the mom, as well as Everybody Loves Raymond, and she was the wife. So a couple of those. I got, well, this is the same one, it looks like, as the previous deal. Let's see if it has a name here. No, there's an address that's attached to it, so maybe that'll help me figure out later. And then, yeah, this is kind of the same deal. So if you know who this is, let me know. So I'll probably have to figure out later. Gary Busey, Man in Room. So she was a hockey player in the early 90s, if I remember correctly. Man in Room. And then Tanner, All the Best. We're wrapping up with David Schramm, I think it is. He was Roy Biggins from one of my favorite shows, Wings. So I had a lot of fun, you guys. Like, this is a lot of material to do things with, to create these fun little customs, like the Darth Vader Gypsy Queen Superfractor, or the gold follow Hoyle border Carrie Fisher for Princess Leia, or same thing with this Randy Couture. There's just so many things that you can do, and it's just it's really fun. I love this stuff. And so you obviously don't have to create these index cards or whatever to do customs with. You don't have to do that. Not everybody does customs. Most people don't do customs. You can send in baseball cards. As a matter of fact, I'd probably say 90, 95, 98% of people that do this actually send in baseball cards instead. And it's perfectly fine. It's great. It's a fun way to build your collection. And, if you can make it more personal, you will, number one, like, going to your mailbox is going to be so much more fun. Like, I can't explain to you the joy that I have whenever I go to the mailbox, and it's like, say you have the bills, it's like, I hate the bills, and advertisements and junk mail. But then you see something that is addressed to you in your handwriting, and you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? Who wrote me? Who sent me something? And it makes mail fun again. And so you start seeing something like this in your mailbox, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he actually sent it back. And he also wrote a note to me too. This is something that I'll remember forever, I'm sure. And also, next time I see Who's the Boss, I could look at him and go, yeah, me and Tony, we're friends. We've talked before, but not really. But anyways, it's fun to be able to do this stuff. It adds like another dimension to collecting. And ultimately, a lot of times it's going to cost you $1. I mean, I don't know how much stamps are, 50 cents or something. So 50-cent stamp to go up, 50-cent stamp to go back, and a base card in there for them to sign, and you're good to go. So anyways, I mean, I would love to hear some of your stories. If you want to comment on this, like what some of your best successes are and failures, I would love to hear them. I've just had a blast. This is actually getting my juices going again to possibly do this some more. I haven't done it for years, but as you can see, I've had phenomenal success, and I'm not unique to anybody else who does this. It's just I did it quite a bit, and I got a lot of returns based upon sending those that had a lot of success, and they recorded at startiger.com. So anyways, that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Best of luck to you on this, and I know you're just going to have a blast whenever you really get into this. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.